Uh,
Okay, with your permission, Dr. Magna, as you wanted us to record this, we are recording
yeah,
this session.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Yes, so I will just take you through the presentation now. Welcome everybody and welcome Dr. Yugant also. It's a great pleasure to have you all with us. Thank you, Dr. Narendra, for connecting us, and welcome to this session by World Innovation Network Private Limited. So a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Praveen Rajpal, the founder of WIN, which is World Innovation Network. We are basically building a technology-driven innovation ecosystem, not only in India, but all over the world, on a mission to empower all the institutions with the Edtech solutions to develop innovation and incubation capacity at scale and speed. So this is basically the mantra that we have. And I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, it is.
Yes. So we are amongst, some of the best EdTech awards, from India and all over the world. And the latest, of course, being the CII and Tata Communications Digital Transformation Award for developing the world's first digital incubator and the accelerator, where we surpassed some of the top names like TCS, Cognizant, Dell, IBM to win the award in the most innovative category. So we really want to thank our customers for that. I think they are the ones who created this journey for us. And once again, we wish to extend a warm thanks to all the customers. So basically, we're creating the next wave of digital disruption. You have seen many digital disruptions happening in the world, but we are creating the next one because you can just reimagine your smartphone today. You have seen the smartphones in various avatars. But what we do is we convert your smartphone or a PC into a digital incubator. So that is, I think, a breakthrough innovation that we bring to this world. It is the first to the world breakthrough that has been created by India and recognized, I think, everywhere in the world today. So this integrated digital incubator and accelerator platform that we have on the cloud, it enables anyone, anytime, anywhere, on any device to create the startup and scale up. So it's a boom for all the higher education institutions, especially the ones who are very large and who do not have the physical incubation space today, or they have small incubation spaces. How do we leverage the power of these technologies for scale, speed, and cost efficiency? So the platform that we have is an integrated platform for skills development, for innovations, and for these startups. That's the great advantage of this. And basically helping the academia to become much more value-driven in this present innovation age with the power of the digital transformation. So when you see the skills ecosystem today, I think the whole of India today needs completely a skill revolution. The ideation skills, the creativity skills, problem-solving skills, networking skills. There is a great dearth of skills as a result of which the students are not getting the jobs. That's one. Number two is boosting the entire, I would say, the innovation ecosystem. Today, there is so much of pressure by the mandatory authorities. You have got to have, whether it is NEP or an ISP or ARIA, so much of stress on EDCs, the new generation of IIDCs, the Department of Science and Technologies incubators, the next generation of idea labs or Atal Innovation Incubators, institutes, innovation councils. I think the whole objective, or whether it is the ranking of ARIA, everybody is talking about boosting, not just boosting, democratizing innovation and the incubation culture. But that's not very easy. If you do in a conventional way without the digital technologies, it's a Herculean task. So we are here to help you to ensure that you are able to achieve your targets and tangible outcomes in the most effortless fashion. And so we provide the tools to boost your entire startup ecosystem, so that your people can create some amazing startups in the I would say the sunrise sectors of technologies, and end up all your challenges. The biggest challenge being, of course, the lack of incubators. Then the biggest another challenge is that there is so much of shortage of faculty. We do not have the world-class mentors. So imagine the students with such large number of students, if you have to democratize innovation, and if you have to develop that capacity in everybody, you will need too many professors and mentors. But that's a very expensive proposition. So our digital tools, they completely, help you without spending extra money on hiring the new faculty to create a very robust culture of innovation and the startups. And well, that's, I think, probably one of the reasons that our tools have been subscribed by some of the topmost institutions in the country, the most dynamic ones. I mean, whether it is MIT University, Dubai, or whether it is ICFI Group of Hyderabad, or whether it is the Delhi Technological University, lovely professional universities, India's #1, Modi University is India's #1 in women. I mean, we have the MIT WPU, again, ranked #1 in Pune. So we have the topmost institutions from all the sectors in India, who have now started realizing the powers of this technology when they have to democratize innovation and the entrepreneurship. We actually started off from the corporates. And, some of our customers in the corporates include Tata Motors, ITC, Aditya Birla Group, Samsung, GWC Qatar, who are the sponsors of the World Cup football, FIFA, NNPC of Nigeria, the largest petroleum company. So, I mean, I would say that, our journey began from the corporates, and then actually it came to the academics. So that is how our journey has been. And today we are the preferred choice of some of the top ecosystem partners in the country, which includes T-Hub of Hyderabad, I-Hub of Gujarat, Startup Tamil Nadu, Telangana State Innovation Cell, Google for Startups, so on and so forth. And we are helping the Telangana state to become the #1 state also, acclaimed all over the world. I saw a very nice comment by Dr. Sunil Raisoni, your chairman. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. I think this is a very wonderful quote, and this is what is, I think, something that our academic institutions are completely lacking. Most of them have a rote system of education based on memorizing skills, which does not have any value today. How do we make our people think? And, that's, I think, one of the very, very important things which has been already mentioned by Dr. Sunil Raisoni. I've also seen your, TBI, which you have, which tells and inspires students to go beyond their thoughts and imaginations. Well, very easily said, but very difficult to do. And we have seen what you offer to them, 20,000 square feet of space. You're offering them the internet, power supply, state-of-the-art infrastructure, furniture. I think our tools can become a very, very important part of that offering, because without these tools, it will be very difficult for them to create their next success stories. So as Madam is there from, TBI, and, she's heading it, I'm sure she will, sorry, understand the power of these tools. So what we provide is, the cutting edge tools, which is acclaimed globally today by the corporates, by the government, by the academia, and these tools are on your screen. We provide 6 powerful tools which are seamlessly integrated with excellent, user-friendly UX and UI, and I would say experiential lifelong learning, very robust and scalable, and designed for all the stakeholders, faculty, students, mentors, everyone. So the first tool that we provide is called iWin. iWin stands for Integrated World Innovation Network. It's an app. So the students can explore the innovation ecosystem for the endless opportunities. The whole world has become open now. We have moved on to a stage of innovation 2.0. It's no more a closed innovation journey, right? And so this particular tool, it connects the disconnected stakeholders. It connects the students and the universities with hundreds of corporate venturing companies who are sitting on billions of dollars to invest in the startups. The problem is that our universities and our students don't even know about them. The second is called corporate accelerators. Hundreds of corporate accelerators in every sector of business who are providing mentoring, prototyping, domain expertise, commercialization support, funding, and scale up. I mean, this is, I would say, the oxygen, the complete life support system for the startups. Without this, the scale up of the startup is going to be absolutely impossible. We can't do. But the best part is, while our students and our entrepreneurs, they need a support system for scale up, the larger companies who have got these venture companies and accelerators are looking for our students and our entrepreneurs, because they want to invest in the next startup idea or in the next innovation or in the next technology which has been created by our students. So this whole disconnect which was there has been eliminated. What we used to call the gaps between the industry and academia has been taken to the next level. The number 2 tool that we provide is called Ideate. This is basically a gamification tool called 3D Idea Generator. It's an innovation Rubik's Cube. So as people shuffle and play with this tool, they're able to create new permutations and combinations of ideas. So we provide a set of 12 such idea generators for all the needs, develops cognitive flexibility of the students and makes them very creative so that they can become the thinkers, they can become the solutionists, they can become themselves the idea generators of tomorrow. The third tool that we provide is called iStart, the central reserve of our, I would say, the most important tool, in the armory that we have today. The guided mind maps. The guided mind maps, they help the students in transforming their evolutionary idea into a revolutionary business. So there are idea pointers which are given on every mind map, which keeps on guiding the student to move from one step to another. So very scientific process. And it becomes very easy for anyone, because today's tech-savvy generation, they want to work on the apps and tools. Makes it very easy for the mentors and faculty to guide them and for them to convert their ideas into the businesses. So as I said, the idea pointers, you can compare it with the Google map when you're driving on the road. You're never lost. So step-by-step navigation. The fourth tool we provide is called iResearch, a research platform of 1,000 futuristic ideas for technology startups, because the professors have very little time today for their research. So when we were doing the research on thousands of companies, we got an opportunity of finding out the needs of these organizations in the technologies. So we curated that in every sector. So you can select from the high potential ideas that the companies are actually needing today and create the pipeline of the technology startups and commercialize the best of ideas. The fifth tool that we have is called ISS. How do we judge the power of an idea? How do we find out the power of a startup, right? The startup validation, which is such a big challenge for many of the mentors today. So instead of relying on the intuition or our prediction capabilities, because the best of the experts can't predict what the future for a startup is going to be. So we provide a very objective platform for them to measure, analyze, improve, and evolve their journeys, so that instead of 95% failures, they can become 95% success. The sixth tool is called iPresent. We realize that the students have, very great difficulty when it comes to communicating to the industries or the corporates or investors, for pitching their ideas. So we created a set of 50 powerful presentations. They can pick and choose from here the templates and create, the very powerful presentations for making their presentations for the investment. So you can see that, right from discovery to design to innovation to startup to strategy and scale up, it helps all the institutions in accelerating their startup journey and creating a wonderful impact. Of course, there are other advantages which I can come later on. At this stage, if there are any questions from anyone, I'll be very happy to address. And if you do not have any questions at this stage, then I can take you towards the demonstration of the tools that we have.
So no questions from my side.
All right. How about Mr. Yugant? Any questions from your side?
Mr. Praveen, first of all, thank you for explaining this wonderful tool, and really appreciate your time. And I really liked how the digital and the more importantly, the internet is being used for validating and assessing the ideas and helping students to do that. So I first of all would like to congratulate you and thank you for these wonderful explanations. I would want to know more. I would like to take this discussion further. I would love to connect you over a call someday. Currently, I am actually driving back from a vacation, but due to Dr. Narendra's persistent
Sure. So I get it.
call,
I get it.
I had to join this.
Yeah.
But I really like this idea. So I think we will take this ahead. I would like to get engaged with this. Somehow we can work that out.
Sure. So I will go to my tools now. My rest of the presentation follows. So what you have seen only is about a brief introduction of what we are and what we do. Now, let me give the demonstration of the tools. And thank you very much for joining in despite your time in the vacation. We really appreciate that. Now, as I said, we provide some wonderful tools. Now, these tools, as I said, the central focus, it's all seamlessly interconnected. The best part is that the students do not have to go to different tools for using them. I mean, the idea generators, the World Innovation Network platform, the assessment platform, everything is seamlessly integrated. You click on one tool and you get everything. I mean, whenever you need them. That's the best part of it. So that students don't forget using the tools whenever they are desired and they don't miss upon the important things. Now, when you see and everything is connected to the guided mind maps. So when you see the guided mind maps, right from breakthrough ideas, problem identification to resolving, to creating the next big breakthrough innovation, to designs, to creating smart products, sensors, for creating smart solutions. I believe sensors are going to be changing the world like anything, right? And the more the institutions train their students on the sensors and their applications, more and more smart products can be developed. So technology startups doing a competition analysis and SWOT, I think here is where the business part of it comes in. Helping the students DIY, do it yourself, to develop your business models, to create an impactful go-to-market strategy. And last but not the least, raising the funds from the corporate venturing companies. I repeat, these companies are much different than the typical traditional venture capital, because these are corporate venturing companies who have created millions of dollars. They have earmarked for investing in the future startups, and they are far better than the traditional venture capital company, because a traditional venture capital is only interested in making money. But these top class corporate venturing companies, they're interested in creating a solution for their customers. And that's a big platform, for anybody. Today, I think most of the startups just suffer because of the fact that, they do not have the right connect and they're not able to scale up with the right partners. So one of the very big things why CII selected us for into the most innovative category was we being able to resolve a great challenge for the startup ecosystem today. And that is connectivity with the top class companies to scale up these startups. So now let me come back and show you, we always talk about problem. I mean, innovation is all about problem identification. But do our students have that knack? Do they really understand what problem identification is? We have been telling them to solve the problems of society. But here, if you see on your screen, all the problems that, are there, or, the problems which our society is facing, they have been very specifically mentioned. Now let us see let us for example explore the problems of people on road. Just one click, and the students, they get the ready repository of the problems that they need to actually resolve today. This was submitted by us to Tata Motors about 4 years ago. And today Tata Motors has, their market share at that time was 4%. But today Tata Motors has got the market share of 14%, ever since they have started on the concept of developing the safest cars in India. Now, every idea pointer over here is a trigger for a thinker to create a solution. Now, how will you, create a safety for the school children? The student has to simply pick up the subtopic and start writing his ideas. The problems of society is already added, or the people on the road, for example, is already there. How do you resolve driving in the foggy conditions? Cars after cars are hitting each other, right? So all the challenges that you see over here, one of the big challenges with Tata Motors is still not able to resolve, where students can come and tell them what to do about it. The headlight beams which blind your eyes at night when you're driving. There's so many accidents which happen. Now, one bright idea on this field, will create $1 billion patent for you, not only from Tata Motors, but from BMW and Toyota and the world of all the organizations. So it's a complete, repository, the quantity and quality of fuel. Right? How do we ensure that it is absolutely right? And I tell you that each of this problem can actually be resolved by the technologies. We lost Cyrus Mistry because of the seat belt issue, right? And the drowsy driving that killed people. So when we had gone to them, at that point of time, about 30 people had died, on the Yamuna Expressway because the bus driver actually slept. And now, Tata Motors actually created a solution to this problem.
ड्राइवर साहब की आंखों पे नजर रखना हमारा काम है, हमारी ड्यूटी है। हो जाए ड्राइवर साहब को नींद नहीं।
टाटा ट्रक्स लाए हैं ड्राइवर मॉनिटरिंग सिस्टम। ड्राइवर की जरा सी भी आंख लगने पर अलार्म बजकर उसे जगा देता है ताकि आपका ट्रक हमेशा सेफ रहे। अब सेफ्टी होगी और भी ज्यादा।
So the whole focus actually, when we showcase this, shifted from creating not just the best designed cars, but the safest cars that Tatas can actually produce. There are still 70 to 80% of these problems which have not been resolved. So this is a huge opportunity for, and of course, there are many sections, villagers, domestic workers, the problems of people, who are professionals. I mean, if you want to resolve their challenges in one click, while they actually came to resolve our problems, but do you understand what their problems are, right? The problems of the Coast Guards, for example, today. I'm not going into details because I want to respect your time, but let's try to understand the problems of society. And one can even, it's very easy to enter your own ideas over here. 15, 16, 17, 18, very dynamic and flexible. When we say villagers, we just don't mean that these are their challenges, right? We don't say that just the irrigation or a drought, which is a challenge, or a rice plantation by the bare feet women, while the whole world has moved to automation. You can add your own challenges and tell the students to resolve them. They can put their own challenges over here. So very, very simple UX and UI. The idea is how do we expand them? Now, you see these mind maps over here. The next is, after they have developed the knack of problem identification, how do we resolve these challenges? So one can easily go here, go to the mind maps, and assuming that he has not been able to pick up any problem from the problem identification mind maps, or he has not still been able to do that, This mind map connects them with the World Innovation Network. So explore the global challenges. In one click, when you are here, you can go on our World Innovation Network platform that we discussed, and you can see all the challenges of various companies, from all over the world being listed, over here. Any company that you want to take, they all become open today, right? And they're discussing it with the global innovation community to resolve them. Completely updated, you can see 2023 challenges being here. And if I want to really try to understand the problem of Unilever, I will just go here, click over here and see the challenges of Unilever. Because I believe that innovation is 75% created when we know what the problem is. Now, and we are struggling to get our ideas. Here are all the ideas that the world needs today. We are always having brainstorming sessions. I think it is no more needed. We don't need brainstorming, because these are ideas given directly by the customers. Now, protecting regenerative nature, positive nutrition, waste-free world. I can click over here and see that they need a sustainable packaging for the ice cream. And I'm struggling for an idea. This is what I call as the next big idea, or your next $1 million idea. So easy for anyone to find out, depending upon his passion, for the work that is doing in whichever field that might be. No need for brainstorming. And, one great idea from a customer is 1,000 times better than, many of the ideas that we ourselves might be able to generate, because that has got a product and a market fit. So here we are, understanding the problems. And if you do not understand the problems, if you don't want to go for the problems, you can go and understand the needs of the world. What are the companies requiring? And here you go on one shot to find out the needs of the FMCG sector, the automotive sector, the pharma sector, the chemical, energy, everyone. If I want to go and find out the needs of the FMCG, one click. So I don't need my traditional industry academia anymore. There are no barriers between the company and a student at all. So you can see all the MNC accelerators. These accelerators have outsourced their innovation jobs to the external communities. The big companies are not innovating internally anymore. Innovation for them has become an external game, because they don't have manpower, they don't have time, they don't have funds, they don't have the energy and the passion that the young students have. Now, all the FMCG companies, their needs and their corporate accelerators, you can see on your screen. Anybody who's passionate about FMCG sector can go here in one click, and you are connected to Procter & Gamble, partnering for the mutual value website. So what is Procter & Gamble looking for? You can see their current needs. And this is what I say, open innovation in action, as opposed to the closed innovation that most of the companies and the institutions in India are following. The left hand does not know what the right is doing. And that is, I think, to me, the biggest challenge for any kind of an academic institution today. Not only academia, even for the companies. So this is innovation 2.0. They need fabric care innovations. They need innovations in life lab, oral, personal, beauty, grooming. How many girls can come up with some great ideas? Home care innovations, packaging, and I can further go and filter out whatever I need. Let us say the family care innovations, right? What do they need? 14 current needs. And this keeps on changing. Tomorrow it will be 15 or 12 or 10 or 15, whatever. So they need sleep technologies. Thanks to Russia and Ukraine, people have lost their sleeps. And how Indian culture, with their heritage of music and Vedas, can help your students in creating an app that can make people sleep very well, or maybe even end the war. I mean, why only sleep technologies? How do you end the war also? And, the diagnostic technologies for the healthcare. So how do you assess a particular disease on a mobile phone? Supposing I like this idea, I picked up one, and this is what I call $1 million idea, which is here on my screen. I can simply go over here, go back, because I found my idea right now. I need not go and browse through so many companies anymore, and simply come over here and put this idea here in my problem identification or the need definition. I think this is the starting point of any great startup. It's like a Gigo machine, garbage in, garbage out. If the initial idea of the startup is not very potent, no matter what I do, it is not going to become successful. So it's very important for any kind of an institution or any kind of a startup to really come up with an idea which creates a product and a market fit. And Procter & Gamble has put in hours and hours of their research time and a lot of money in identifying that this is the need of the world. So when your student is able to resolve this problem, forget about Procter & Gamble. There are so many other companies to whom the patent can be sold. So not only do you have a problem here, you also have the company, who has given you this problem, and I can write over here, Procter & Gamble. Because once I've created the solution, I know who's the buyer of this. I mean, who would give you a better platform than this when you already have a market for your idea? And today, our startups are struggling to create the market for their ideas. We've completely eliminated that. You don't have to worry about a product and a market fit. So that's the beauty of the whole, platform that we provide. But what do I do next? It's analytical thinking. Everything depends on thinking. Our students only have got a rote system, but here is a system that enables them to apply their thought process. Every mind map. I mean, while Google talked about information on a click, World Innovation Network talks about idea on a click. I think we moved on from the information age to the innovation age. There is so much of information today that we really don't know which one to take and which one to miss. And people get lost. So for a change, we wanted to provide valuable ideas on every click of the mouse. Now, analytical thinking. The job of the student is only to just expand these mind maps. So what, according to them, is the cause of the problem? And imagine how easy it becomes for any kind of a faculty or a mentor to do the mentoring to them. Why do you think this problem is there, first of all? So they can expand, and answer all these questions one by one, which gives them the proper insights. The next is creative resolution. But what is creativity? I don't know. Many people associate creativity only with some, drawing skills or an art of creating something, but it is completely dependent on the thought processes. So the moment I expand creative thinking mind map, it tells me what is my imagination. If I don't know the meaning of this, I read it and say, bring to the world exciting things that people have never experienced before. And that is what is something, which is extremely important. I read it and I apply my thought process. I write my imagination here. Out of the box thinking, divergent thinking, convergent thinking, the iterative thinking process, the process of creating what if scenarios. What if we discontinue this? What if I make it virtual? So Google came out with a virtual museum platform, because it became difficult for people to visit the museums all over the world. And we thought of a digital incubator. Let me tell you, our mind maps have really helped us in creating the product that we are talking to you today. What if we mistake-proof this? We thought of mistake-proofing a startup. Why should you fail? Because when I went to NASA, few years back in US, the first thing they write over there is that failure is not an option. And we tolerate 90% failures. Either there is something wrong with the system, or people really don't know what they're doing. I mean, we don't have that much of energy and time that, we will actually create failures and failures. Well, it is good to fail, but the staggering increasing percentages are surely not acceptable. The improvisations that we can make, I don't know the meaning of improvisation. In India, it is called jugaad. So how do I use limited resources in the innovative ways? Imagine the grassroots innovations that's going to come because of this. So you go to the creative thinking process, your next is unconventional thinking, keep on expanding it. The world's greatest innovations have come because people were very unconventional thinkers. They broke the rules. And we have explained this. There are 10 ways that you can challenge the rules. And we have explained it with an example of McDonald's. Now, one of the examples is stretch. What does stretch mean? The standard restaurant rule offer dining only inside the restaurants. The McDonald's, their break the rules strategy. Introduce drive-through to capture the road traffic. Now you imagine that people from the roads are coming to drive-through, which created more sales than people were eating inside the restaurants. How do we challenge conventional wisdom? We don't provide our students with a thinker's platform, although we aspire to do that. And what I see is that students, follow the Hero Honda principle, the marketing tagline of fill it, shut it, and forget it. They fill their mind somehow. It's completely shut after the answers have been rolled out on the answer scripts, and they've forgotten about it. And that is the reason that even despite the best of the qualifications, they're unable to get the jobs today. So I think this whole platform is designed in such a way, whether or not you become an entrepreneur, or an innovator, at least it will develop great skills for you to get some good jobs of tomorrow. How do I resolve this problem in hand with the design thinking? I can click over here and I can see that there is a cube, which is a hint given for the people to see the Rubik's Cube that we talked about. So here is the Rubik's Cube of innovation on design thinking. All the words that you see over here, they enable the people to create new permutations and combinations. I can shuffle the cube and create new combinations. How do I make something new and simpler? My style that can have solutions. I can go horizontal and I can go vertical. So suddenly I get an idea. How do I make it self-driven? Or I can make it much more efficient by going digital. So when this tool was used by Tata Motors, about 4 years back, the word sensor had come in. And, we talked about alcoholic sensors, the distance sensors, the sleep detection sensor, the solution of which you have seen right now. Tata Motors is now working on pulse rate and blood pressure detection solutions with the seat belt, which goes on your heart. Can your students help Tata Motors to create that? Right? And I mean, so many of these. So all these words that you see over here, they enable you to expand your ideas the moment you take it on the mind maps. But the good thing is that I can go on and on, because whenever I used to go for my ideation exercises in the corporates, people they were not able to come with the ideas. So this tool, help people to create many new permutations and combinations. Now I have put on the auto shuffle. Imagine the students are playing and creating new permutations and combinations of ideas. To me, innovation is nothing but a fusion. Whenever two ideas come together, that becomes innovation. So and any kind of a combination that appears to you very weird today becomes a breakthrough for tomorrow. Now imagine this first word, the word wheel. The moment this wheel was added, to the baggage of the pilots. The whole world adopted it because it made your travel so simple. Imagine the words, the way you can create a combination, the wheels for navigation now. Hyundai created a system where you can shift the whole office, on wheels. You can go on this side. Now the wheel and sensor definitely creates a very wonderful combination. Now imagine the alarm and the sensor and a wheel for the navigation. I can shuffle this further and say the cost advantages that we can get. Now suddenly I get a word solar, the solar sensor and a wheel together. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine that in fraction of a second, you are able to create some permutations and combinations, which can create the next breakthrough. So the wheel and a sensor which can make something problem-free and maximize the value proposition. The first word, the second, sensor, wheel, navigation, music, problem-free and maximize. I can tell you, you give me the whole day and I can go on. And it's not going to stop. So, and this is only one side. Go on the second side to see some more value propositions, right? So the 3D idea generators, they help the students in, in maximizing, I would say, their creative thought processes for resolving a particular challenge, that is on their hands. The outcome, the innovative ideas, whatever I'm doing, ultimately I have to create something which has to be faster, better, simpler, cheaper, greener, smarter. And if I have any other thought in my mind, I can just keep on writing that. And it also compels the students to not only create one solution, just don't make it simpler, make it cheaper, make it greener, make it smarter. But imagine if you have to train your thousands of students based on a typical classroom exercises. How many hours, how many man hours, how many people would you need today? And every university in India ranges from minimum 5,000 students to 10,000 to 15,000 students to 20,000 students. It'll become impossible. So this radically helps you to democratize. But there is one very, very important thing that we want to talk about here, that it's not just about an idea that you come out with. Many of the students, they really fail to understand that, innovation and entrepreneurship or a startup are two different things. Every innovation cannot become a startup because it has to go through, a startup has to go through various filters. So what are those filters? The filters of desirability, the filters of feasibility, right? And it is very important to also know that if the desirability is very average, many of the times the students will have to do a pivot, which they don't do, and that is why they fail. The feasibility aspects of it, is it technologically wise possible? Is it design wise possible? The viability, am I going to make some money out of this? And this is where I think most of the innovations, they fail. Yes, it is very important to commercialize the ideas. And let me tell you, 90% of the patents created by IITs are in the cold storage today. Because the viability aspects of them have not been evaluated. The scalability. For the startup, for the innovation, the first three are very important. But for a startup, the most important aspect is the scalability factors. The growth potential in terms of the CAGR, the market size, the demand size, gaps, sustainability of reuse, repurpose, recycle, and refresh, the whole idea. Will I be doing that? And last but not the least, the compatibility with the present world. I cannot be thinking about physical solutions in a digital world. If I try and tell you, please let us set up 10 more incubators, I don't think I would be doing the right thing. Or if I tell you to please come out with a wonderful model of the petrol car while the whole world is moving towards EVs, that's not compatibility with the modern trends. So the startups will have to take care of all these things. And as I said, we have integrated even the assessments, of the startups over here. They can actually go and see and evaluate the power of their idea before they start taking their next steps. Now, how do we assess the power of my idea? So there are 10 different criteria on the basis of which a startup can succeed or fail. The nature of the problem that is tackling. Is it a local? Is it a country-wise or a global? The moment for example, the hypothetical score for this is 54, and it says that the high risk of failure is there. Don't take it up. You have to measure, analyze, improve, and control. But the moment I make my problem global, my scores increase. My innovation is only incremental. It won't work because the competition will eat me away. I need to make my innovation at least a breakthrough. And then my scores, they start, improving upon. My product is not environment friendly. I need to think to make it at least moderate or high. The moment I make these corrections, my idea value now is 68, and it says there are good chances of success. So we wanted to avoid all the failures, by giving an objective assessment to the people to understand the power of their ideas. And not just a single idea, assuming that, your students have got 5 ideas today or 3 ideas today. Which idea would you recommend them? So this enables you to plot all the ideas. And let us say if he has the 3 ideas today, the total idea score of the last idea is excellent. And this is where I think we have to tell them to go and pick up that as a startup to create his journey. Being a professional from quality, which talked about doing things right first time, I've tried to integrate my experience of building a quality journey in India, in the startups as well. We have to look for the qualitative startups and the quality of startups to make sure that, they become successful. Now, mind you, we only talked about the first mind map, problem identification, resolving challenges. The next is on converting them into breakthroughs, right? But in the best interest of time, I'll try to restrict and choose only some ones. Design innovations, for example, we talk about, everything is going to become smart. Everything. Now, how do we make them smart actually? So whether it is a smart healthcare or a smart automobile solution, or whether it is a smart city, in one click. So what is needed in a smart city today? So assuming that your students want to help the government of India in the smart city projects, how will they create smart ports and shipping solutions? How would they create a solution for an affordable housing? Smart city is just not about concrete buildings. The control of the CA2, or the smart energy management, the smart street lights, every trigger over here helps them in creating that solution. So that's, I think, a very, very important. Paris is working on creating a smart noise management because the offices in front of the roads, they have so much of noise that they cannot work. And we feel that the similar situation for many of the housing colonies. Can your student create a smart noise management system? Think about it. The triggers are here. We just need their ideas. And, so the smart city solution, for example, is something that we need. There is a, solution that we need in many of the car companies today. They're working on creating pedestrian safeties because many people are still dying. Right? They want to create safe systems on, baby safety systems. Or, creating the integrated solutions for parking or, many other problems, the alcoholic sensors. And the good thing is that you can actually go over here on the World Innovation Network platform and see what is happening in the world of the smart automobiles to get some more ideas and, stimulate your imagination. So how Tesla actually created a, touchscreen door control, the Falcon wings, which is the first to the industry. So you can see how this new kind of a design has
Model
been
X
created.
has the most advanced doors of any car, truck, or SUV on the planet. They make entering and exiting Model X both elegant and convenient.
So thousands of these videos with the latest developments that we have over here tells them about what smart automobile is. And for example, this folding car, how can you students create some new solutions around this? The advantage that India has is that India's costing advantages is far better than the world. We can create solutions at much cheaper a price. So, these kind of triggers in creating the smart solutions or smart cities, or try to understand how are they going to create, let us say, the smart products. So what goes on in creating a smart product? The apps enabled systems. I mean, how do you control an app enabled system with a sensor which finds out, whether your vegetables are finished or your eggs are there or they need to be reordered? So the whole world, actually, is moving towards the smart world and enables you to create many more such solutions. So you can go and create many smart solutions and smart design principles with this. There are design mind maps, there are TRIS design mind map, technology startups. Every technology, the sunrise sector of technologies. I think technology is more about applications rather than developing technologies. And how do we create new applications of a technology today? You can pick up a mind map of any technology and try to create an application of that. All the technologies are mentioned over here. Nano, fintech, drone, wearable, AR, VR. Now, if I want to create a drone application, I can pick up the drone mind map. And you can see the guided mind map is telling the student to pick up an area that he likes about the drones. Whether it is agriculture or whether it is safety inspection or whether it is disaster or whether it is healthcare. If he wants to use the drones in healthcare, we found that the company called Merck is looking for a solution where their large ships cannot go to the small places where the medicines are required. So all the triggers that you see over here are the needs of the organizations which we have put already. So even if the student misses on, finding out what the organizations need, these are the ideas that the world needs today, right? If you want to go on disaster management, I mean, you see how 150 people lost their lives in Gujarat. I wish there was a drone which could have assessed the structural damage of that bridge, rather than relying on the policeman who was there on duty and, trying to blame each other. So many solutions that I think we only read them as news. But I tell you that I think the newspaper itself is a great area for finding out the next innovation that we need. The industrial applications. I think drones are very much required by the industry, and that is completely, I would say, the territory which has not been explored at all. So how do we use our students to create solutions for the oil and gas industry? Can we detect the pipeline damages, the monitoring and observation of the assets, the inspection and safety of the storage tanks? Many of them, they catch fire, and what happened in Union Carbide? The mining industry, the shipping industry, the forestry, the saving of the forest, monitoring the illegal clearing. Can you create a DaaS, not only innovation as a service, but I would say that can somebody create drone as a service model and offer it to the industry, the next big idea, and then integrate all these solutions over there? There's a lot to do. I mean, there is no such bankruptcy in the world. I think there is a bankruptcy of the ideas. And that is why we said It's not the information. I think we wanted to provide a system that, you could have the ideas on every click. Now, my student is working on this mind map, and suddenly he feels that he needs to explore more. This is not the end. He can straight away go and connect with the World Innovation Network and see the hundreds of applications of the drone technology which are here. Now you see 136 new applications of drone technology by our research team. What is happening? Where is the world going? So I can go and pick up this and see how the drone harvesters are working and trying to figure out apple harvesting. So I think this is the power of the package, a very immersive sort of a background it provides with thousands of videos from every technology and emerging technology specifically, so that the students can get great ideas and they can not only the drone technologies, but collaborating and understanding from the drone solution service providers. So the world's best drone solution providers and the startups, and how we can partner with them to bring these technologies to India. You know what happened, way back when Nokia was the market leader, 75% market share. Samsung, only 5% market share. They went to Samsung went to Silicon Valley, partnered with Google, and the world leader Nokia was thrown out. So innovation is all about a technology partnership today. How do we get these, to partner with these technology providers? And that is what is, I think, the power of open innovation. But our people cannot go to Silicon Valley. But at least our people can be aware of the new kind of technological solutions which are coming in the world. So we bring the Silicon Valley on their mobile phone. So this is a drone seed program. There's so many forests which got burnt. Now this company is actually specializing in drone seeding, acres and acres of land. But how do we use this technology? How do we better this technology? So I think a very powerful system is provided to the students for developing their technology intelligence, their technology knowledge, their knowledge of application of the technologies, so on and so forth. I want to create a business model. Where do I go? I can click on the mind map of a business model and start finding out as to, how do I generate the revenues? What are my options for, creating an operating model of my business today? In a click, I'm able to see so many ideas. I can go B2B or a B2C, or I can become an aggregator. Or maybe I can also offer a franchisee business. The problem is many of the students, they fail at this commercialization stage because engineers are not programmed for the business thinking. And that is why NEP wanted us to integrate the business knowledge and the technological knowledge together to create a multidisciplinary learning platform so that they're able to commercialize their ideas. And I would say even vice versa. So very, very important for the educational institutions who are struggling to create the multidisciplinary learning for their engineering students. I mean, how do I create a, let us say, go-to-market strategy? The prime reason for the IITians going for their MBA degree was because their IIT never taught them as to, how do you commercialize your ideas? And they don't tell them as to how do you create a go-to-market strategy. Now, how do I create a marketing campaign? Who are going to be my strategic marketing partners? They click and I come to know that this is where something, my marketing campaign can be, where even the best of the companies, they fail. What will be my brand positioning, right? Will it be convenience-based or price-based? So what is going to be my differentiation strategy? How do we create an awareness? How can I make my communication effective? How do we resonate with the pain points of the customers and then create a customer segmentation so that, I tell you, innovation is all about a strategy. Best of the innovations have failed. Tata Nano, a 1 lakh of rupees car, was the great innovation. It failed because the proper customer segmentation was not done. The proper geographical segmentation was not done. So instead of going to the tier 3 cities or tier 2 cities, they came to tier 1 cities. And by the time they started exchanging with a motorcycle, every big company was making a small car. You lost the time advantage. So I think many of the incubators that I've visited, I found that, most of them, while they might be able to innovate, but the strategy element is completely missing there. And it is the strategy which makes innovation. What is going to be our strategy? Who are going to be our strategic marketing chains? One click, and I can collaborate with many of these chains which are there rather than creating my own strategy, my own chains of distribution. Every click over here is a strategy for making your startup successful. Now, last but not the least, how do I raise my money? Now, from an idea, I've created a startup, I've created my business model and a go-to-market strategy, I've created traction. I want to scale it up. So this connects you with the global innovation ecosystem of all the technology, of all the corporate venturing companies. If I have an idea in the automotive business today, I can simply go and, click over here and come to this automotive section and see that there are 27 buyers of my startups. Imagine my negotiating capacity. If a venture capitalist will pay me $1 million, these people will pay me $5 million. And maybe if Toyota has agreed to pay, Robert Bosch pays me $10 million. Where do I create that kind of an ecosystem and my negotiating capacity? Now I can go to Toyota Ventures and say that this is the startup I've created and submit my pitch deck online. Every company, every corporate venturing companies, there are no more physical interactions. Just like the physical banking, it got evaporated. There are very, very few physical new banks coming up. The whole incubation has become digital. So you can see the startup pitch deck form right over here and you can start answering. Tell us about yourself, your problem that you're solving, your solution, and what does your startup do? And they get in touch with you. The power of the packages in connectivity with the outside world, which is extremely important. And if I have, let us say, a healthcare idea, can you imagine that there is a queue of 37 top-class companies scouting for that next startup that you've created in the healthcare business? So whether it is Johnson & Johnson or Leaps by Bayer or CVS, all of them, they have created millions of dollars of fund. While you are looking for a scale-up, they are looking for an idea. And here is the connect. So you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to run after a typical venture capitalist, who is basically doing his arm twisting to make sure that the person exits. You have Cigna Ventures, you have, the FB Ventures, you have McKesson, you have 3M. I mean, you talk about it, and these companies, they are having the funds to invest in the startups. So completely open system that you see over here, and this is the World Innovation Network platform on a cloud that you can access on a smartphone or on a PC or any kind of a digital device anywhere in the world. And technology solution providers, not only robotics. I mean, not only do you know what's the latest robotic trend, but I think it is very important for you to know who are these service providers, who are the robotic solution providers. the entire metaverse. Right? So if you want to know who are these robotic solution providers, the next channel actually tells you that. And if you want to know what is this night scope and how do you learn from this robotic cop that they have created, a lot of learning and technology intelligence for you to create your new solutions. The robotic cop, the security guard that they created. So, I mean, explore. For me, it is the exploration which creates the results. Columbus wanted to, explore and find out India. Well, he explored and found out America, right? Our students, how do you develop the habit of inquisitiveness in them? The habit of exploration in them? What next? What is there in the AR, VR museums? How can I resolve a problem of fashion with the AR, VR? In the best interest of time, I'm not running these videos, but amazing videos for the students to create a new journey. How 3D printing. The technology and the solution providers, the wearable technologies. Can you imagine that there's a company called Tora Startup which created a wearable air conditioner? So go on, search green technologies, sensors, we talked about sensor, the clean tech. There's so many mind maps that we have. The whole challenges ecosystem, startup ecosystem, design challenges, the whole world of challenges in front of you, the whole world of the funding ecosystem in a click available. We talked about corporate venturing companies, so many of them in every sector. FMC, energy companies, agricultural companies, everywhere. Not just corporate venturing companies, the accelerators by the automobile companies. The whole market, I call it a market, the idea market where ideas are bought and sold. Open Bosch, a win-win partnership between Bosch and startups. But look at the beauty. What is in it for the startup? They say that we will purchase the idea even at a POC stage. Which startup will give, which venture capitalist will do this? Nobody will do this. So the whole market of ideas. But however, they say that we will help you to test, learn, speed, network, and scale your businesses. Every accelerator today is doing the same thing that Bosch is doing. So thousands of these accelerators. Energy, look at the energy companies. Now look at this company called Shell. No different, just one click. And the beauty is that a VC will only help you when he sees that your business is ready for a growth. But Shell is there to help your students. They say we work with startup on the unproven early stage ideas with the potential to impact the future. No one is going to provide you this support. It's a boom time for universities and the startups today. And this kind of an ecosystem never existed before. You have the system today. And I think this is the power of the package. The larger companies are outsourcing their innovation to the universities and to the entrepreneurs and to the startups. So construction company, energy companies, agricultural accelerators, banks, the whole support system. And Indian companies are not far behind. My job in India has been to develop open innovation in many companies. Aditya Birla is our client, open innovation. Tata Innovers, rewards. If you don't want to go to Toyota, Maruti Mail. Every company is connected. So technology startups who are working in the digital innovations can get in touch with Maruti Mail. I think we need a scale-up system, which is more important than a startup system. Incubators have been here for ages. We need accelerators. And acceleration has become a digital job because everything is happening virtually today. Just a 4-wall of a 5x5 incubator, will not help the student as much as, a digital platform to scale his ideas would do. Innovation has become a social exercise. GMR, I don't, my institute does not have anybody in the airports ecosystem. But no more a problem for you, because they said that we will provide that ecosystem. We will give the access to the partnering. We will give you the mentoring and we'll give you the funding. So everything that you need today is available on a virtual platform. All the companies, and rising every day. Well, I'm sure this would have given you a very good idea about the platform that we provide. And if there are any questions, we'll be very happy to address them. Yes, madam. Hello. Hello.
Sir, I do not have any question, but I just knew from your presentation that this tool is really good, completely research oriented, and we can explore so many things out of it.
Yes. Yes.
And this is really useful.
Sure. Yes. Yes. It is. In fact, that is the reason that the whole world is adopting it now. Most of the top class institutions in India have already gone for it. You can unmute and speak. Yeah.
What I personally feel is to explore this tool or to learn this tool. I think we have to, we need a demo version of it so that we can show it to our R&D people. So
The demo,
is it possible, sir?
actually, the demo version will not give you, let me be very honest, giving
Ji,
you one or two links is not going to give you any idea. It would be better if the video recording of this particular presentation is shared with your stakeholders.
definitely I will share the video recording.
Yes, but one or two tools, one mind map. See, even if I share a mind map or couple of links here and there, it is not going to help them in deciding. That is why
Okay,
we call the representatives from the institutions to see this presentation, because it's a huge research and business intelligence driven platform, right?
yes,
So it is going to be creating a hundred-fold increase in your innovation journey. Hundredfold, 100
right.
times, right? So you can imagine the impact it is going to make on the overall innovation ecosystem. How many students do you have?
So we have 25,000 students in our, in different courses in the institutes.
Yes, and that is what I'm saying. Imagine uh, all the 25,000 students who have got the access to such tools. Can you imagine what is going to be the outcome?
Yeah, but they have to use it
Using everybody is doing.
properly.
See, in LPU, 30,000 students are using it.
Okay,
In MIT WPU, 15,000 students are using it. Within 1 year, they had some staggering results.
correct.
Because the today's generation, madam, they don't want to read, they don't want to write, they want to play on the tools.
Correct.
So when you have these kind of tools given to them, it becomes very easy for them. And then let me tell you, for 25,000 students to develop skills and innovations and entrepreneurship, you will need a very large force. So you save tremendous amount of faculty cost, because we do train the trainer workshop. We also conduct the student training workshop. So we provide the complete training to the students and to the faculty so that they become competent in using these tools. Any other query or question if you have?
No, sir.
Acha,
Not at all.
this 25,000 students that you have, they are in one institution or various group institutions?
No, we have 19 institutes total, including 2 state private universities. So we have total 25,000 students.
In 19 institutions?
Yes.
No, but your main institution, how many students it has? If I have to just talk about your institute, where you
Yeah,
are.
7,000 students.
Exactly. So what I'm
That is
saying,
only engineering.
yeah, what I'm saying is, madam, that the best thing about our tool is the cost. You know, it is so cost effective for 7,000 students. The cost of the entire package is going to be, let me tell you, you'll be surprised. It is just going to be 5 lakhs of rupees, a one-time license fee. You don't have to renew it.
Okay.
Which means that it is less than, it is just about 60 rupees to 70 rupees per student.
Okay.
You don't even get a pen in that cost. So what you get, complete tools, you get faculty training, you get student training, you get technical support, updation support. You also get a license to generate revenues from BBA, MBA, and MDP. And from 7,000 students, even if you recover 1,000 rupees per student every year, you generate 70 lakhs of rupees as the innovation fund for giving these tools. Most of the institutions to whom we have given this, they are charging anywhere between 1,000 rupees to 2,000 to generate the innovation fund. And that innovation fund can be used for developing prototypes, for filing patents, for seeding, equity seeding, for expansion of your technical labs, etc. And you make 70 lakhs of rupees every year. So we only charge you 1 year. It's a lifetime fees. So this
Okay,
is,
sir.
this is the whole commercial model that we have.
Sure.
So what we can
So
do
let
is,
me just share the presentation with all the Dean R&Ds and the head of the institutes,
sure,
and let them come back to me on this,
yes,
and then definitely we will talk to you.
sure. So let me send you the presentation and the video
Sure,
today,
sir.
and then
Yes, sir.
please feel free, and we can discuss further whenever you want.
Sure, definitely.
So I must thank you for your most valuable time today, and look forward to a wonderful association and wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Narendra and Navneet, for joining in. And
Okay.
I will share the video recording soon with you. You can share it with Madam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam, for joining, and thank you, Praveen sir,
Thank you.
for deliberation of the product.
Thank you.
Thank you, Yugant
Thank you,
also.
Dr. Chaudhary. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. Yeah.
Thank you.